Here we are back with the iMakr STARTT, the $99 printer kit from iMakr. The first attempt at powering it on, it failed the initialization, just had blocks across the screen. So contacted iMakr, and after a couple of emails and a little bit of testing, they've sent some parts. International Overnight Priority. That's good customer service. So they sent a replacement cable, the replacement system board, and a replacement screen. So I'm going to make those swaps. There's only a couple of screws holding everything together at this point because of the testing before, so we'll get to taking it back apart. Okay, everything's back together. Replace the display, the control board, and the cable. Not sure why we're replacing the cable, but they sent a replacement cable. None of the pins or none of the wires are shorted on the cable, but replaced what I was told to. Okay, so the power brick is powered up. Just need to plug it in and we'll see what happens. Fan came up. And we have a display! Yes! So the thermistor is working because it's showing 23.5 degrees for the hot end. The display is a fairly slow response. It is kind of finicky. Maybe it's that one. Yes, the display is refreshing as slow as it is on camera. So you have preheat options under the quick settings. Scrolling down, you reach a hard limit and it doesn't scroll back to the top. So I'm going to try to home all and see what happens. Well, I'm trying to home all. There we go.
That moves pretty fast.
X, Y, and Z just skewed massively. As you can see, the whole carriage is to the side, and we've got a grinding noise. So we're going to stop and do some adjustments. Okay, we've adjusted the Z limit switch, and looks like I still haven't leveled the... That's close to level. Good enough for a quick test to see how things are going. So let's go to position again. Home all. So you can see the stepper is just shaking. It's still a grinding noise. Not sure what the grinding is coming from. Might be a vibration from the fan. That's fan vibration. So something is not quite right with the steppers. I'm going to loosen the tension on these rods since I know during assembly there was quite a bit of a concern. That the tighter these screws were, the less likely the steppers would be able to work. Okay. Well, let's go to Z position. Okay, this is Y. And that stepper's working okay. Let's try the X. And it's a little jerky, but it's doing 1 millimeter steps. So let's try the Z. This is the one I'm concerned about. Much better. So you definitely have to. You have no choice. You must. I think that's clear. loosen the screws on the brass bushings that hold the threaded rod, or you will not be able to, or the steppers. Oh, I'm not zoomed out nearly enough for this. There we go. Or these steppers cannot function properly. That's much better. There's no grinding noise now. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to rehome. So position. It does appear to be skewing every time. It's off again to the left side. At this point I'm just going to go with it, though the head is well below the surface of the bed. Like, you can adjust your acceleration directly from the display and jerk. The buttons are, now you really have to press. Set the feed rate, extruder, how many steps per millimeter, and save the new settings as default to the EEPROM. Okay, I've leveled the bed, applied blue tape, simply because I have to have a surface. I'm not printing directly on the acrylic. And I'm going to begin loading the filament. I've got it up to about there. So I'm going to raise the Z-axis. Okay. And go into the extruder. I guess I should heat up the extruder first. Okay, let's go down to the temp. That was a quick jump to 170. So I'm going to go at about 195, which works well for this brand of filament, at least on the other printers. And then back out. And the hot end is heating up. Okay, it's almost at 195 degrees. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's actually making a whistling noise. I'm going to assume that's air being evacuated from the 0.4 millimeter tip as it's heating. At least that makes me feel more comfortable. Okay, we're at 195, we're close enough. So let's try to load filament. Going to manually feed some, see how well that works.
Yes.
Okay, that did it. We have filament! Okay, I'm going to try extruding again. We have filament extruding, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. Move the printer, and we'll do a test print. Okay, the printer is currently heating. I'm going to mount the SD card, or try to. SD card Mount card. Okay, so print file. There we go. So we have 3 spheres, bag handle, elephant statue, falcon relic, not sure what that is, page holder, spinning top. We're going with spinning top. Okay, it just finished a few minutes ago. I have to say I'm really impressed. And there's a little bit of stringing, but I think it set the temperature to 210 and I use 195 for this filament. Alright, so I'm going to take a little look around before I pull it off the bed. There really is just a small amount of stringing. This is one of the included files for the test prints. So I'm not sure what layer height that was at or any of the other base settings, but this actually looks really good. Okay, let's pull it off the bed. Oh, well, I don't even need a spatula. It just pops right off. That's nice. Let's see if that's gonna pop off. Oh, well, that's sad that I broke it. But that was my fault. I should have gone for the spatula. But let's see how the calibration is. Will the tips fit into the print? I would say that is nicely calibrated. That tip fits. This one fits. Not sure where this is supposed to go because that doesn't fit. Oops. And if I wouldn't have broken it, let's pull that off. Pull this off. Give that a little spin, see if that works. Okay, my son's in the background going, I want it, and I don't think he means the spinner, I think he means he wants the printer. So the second test print has finished, the elephant. I'll actually use a spatula this time so I don't break him in half. I mean, there's a small amount of banding, but overall, this actually looks quite good. Especially for the printer being $99. This is, I mean, a first printer for a child or something? Most definitely. I think I might have to do a third test print. It's test print number 3. Still a small amount of stringing. Otherwise, this looks pretty good. So let's try a fourth print. Print number 4. Off of the included test prints. Okay, I'm going to try a benchy and see how well that fares. The Benchy just finished. This was printed at 0.2 with 2 layers, I believe, so 0.8 millimeter shell. It's pretty rough in most places. But considering that it's a $99 printer, I would still say it did a fairly good job. Until next time.